Okay, so this video I think is going to be about how to learn to ride a motorcycle. Not how to ride a motorcycle, how to learn to ride a motorcycle. There are two different things. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you came here either because you're subscribed to my channel, unlikely, or because you typed into YouTube or Google how to learn to ride a motorcycle. At least I'm hoping that's how it works. So this, I hope, will apply to many people. Obviously, it's my experience, so it applied to me. Was this advice successful for me? Yeah, I think so. I've gotten through a whole season without any incidents or crashes or really any close calls. So, knock on gas tank. So, I hope this is useful advice and it helps get someone pointed in the right direction. The first thing I would recommend is kind of standard advice. It's handed out in internet forums and everywhere to new motorcyclists, which is if you're in the U.S., take the Motorcycle Safety Foundation's Basic Rider Course. That's the MSF, Motorcycle Safety Foundation. BRC stands for Basic Rider. Yeah, stands for Basic Rider Course. There's no better way to get started. If you're in the U.S., it's I don't know if MSF is international or not, but in the U.S. the class is like $225 or so, which is kind of it's up there. But fuck, if you're looking at buying a motorcycle, $225, yeah, you want to do it. That's money well spent. Basically, what they teach you in that class is the basics of how to handle a motorcycle, particularly in low-speed situations. And there's some classroom instruction. It's all fine and good. Useful, definitely useful. I will say that. And I'll talk about the shortcomings of the MSF in a little bit here. Don't kill me. Because while it is necessary, it is not sufficient. So the BRC is good stuff. And an additional bonus, if you happen to live in Michigan, maybe other states do this too, but I know Michigan does it for sure, the class is only $25. The rest of it is subsidized. The rest of it is subsidized by the Secretary of State, which is our equivalent of the Department of Motor Vehicles. So good news for you if you live in Michigan. If you have a weekend to kill, and you don't know how to ride a motorcycle, and you think you might want to ride a motorcycle, plop down the $25, borrow a helmet from someone, and that's cheap entertainment right there, in my opinion. The Basic Rider Course. Necessary, but not sufficient. The downside to the Basic Rider Course is that they teach you how to operate a motorcycle in the parking lot. They don't teach you how to ride a motorcycle out in the real world. So if your goal is to buy a motorcycle and then do like figure eights in the parking lot, or S boxes, or emergency stops, then the BRC is all you need to know. You don't need to know anything else. You can go about your business, and life is good. If you want to ride like on the street, unfortunately here in the U.S. we don't have anything in the way of formal education to help with that. And it's quite sad because there's so many people who are like, I want a motorcycle. And then they go out and buy a shiny 15K bike. It's $15,000, not 15,000 kilometers. And they get all manly. I don't need any instruction. Or perhaps they do. But then the basic rider course is all they have. And they get out at fucking neutral. And they get out on the road. And they're like, just, basically don't know what they're doing. And it's not entirely their fault because there's no good formal education for like riding a bike out on the road, out in the real world, where there's stupid drivers and obstacles and debris and just lots of challenges that are unique to being on the road on two wheels. So the best thing you can do in that case, in the US anyway, is hit the internet and start reading books. Watch some videos. There's actually there's a few YouTube videos of people who do some practical motorcycling advice for out on the road. It's not just basic, oh, this is how you make a figure eight in a parking lot. And that's good stuff. Look them up. I can't remember any off the top of my head, or I'd mention them. Maybe I'll put them in the description. I don't know. Join a forum. If you buy a particular motorcycle, there will, of course you're going to buy a particular motorcycle. The particular motorcycle that you buy, there will be a forum dedicated to it. I guarantee you. Join that forum. Talk with some of the people. Forums vary widely in quality. I'll say that. But, on every one, there's at least a few people worth communicating with. And then the other thing that I would recommend is, there's two other things I'm going to recommend. One is, there's a book that I really like that I read. It's a physical, Dead Tree Edition book called Proficient Motorcycling. And I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head. But I will put it in the description because I think it's an awesome book. It's basically everything they didn't teach you in the MSF. The only problem is, of course, you have to read about it in a book instead of being able to experience it firsthand. And then the final thing that I'm going to recommend is once you finally have your motorcycle, and don't buy a new one as your first bike, or I will find you and punch you in the face because you're an idiot. Buy a used motorcycle, preferably from someone you know. If not, Craigslist or eBay is fine. Just make sure you know kind of what to look for. Don't go ahead, buy the perfect bike as your first bike, because there's a better than even chance you will drop it or wreck it or something. No matter how careful you are, the statistics are not in your favor. So then I guess the final piece of advice that I'm going to kind of make quick because I need my attention to actually ride here is to practice. Don't just use the motorcycle to get from point A to point B from then on. Seriously make a deliberate effort to practice regularly. And that means go into a parking lot. Do your S-boxes, your perimeter turns, your emergency stops, especially your emergency stops, your swerves, your counter steering. Practice all of that, all the time. Minimum once a week. Go out and spend 15-20 minutes in a parking lot. You'll be so much more confident in your skills. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Just cut a person off, what the fuck ever. And ride safely. Holy shit, are you kidding me?